No, I wouldn't. I don't want. I'm not prepared today to just lay it out. But there's. I mean, we have to think about that. We have to think of Marcellus and Utica. We got to sell that over in the east. We got to figure out how we're going to tax the people that come in and pull resources out of the ground. I mean, they're going to have to pay some kind of a fee for doing that. We've got to make sure local communities are happy. We've got to show the public what's involved there. Got to get the, you know, we're creating a medical corridor now. We have the Cleveland Clinic, University Hospital, Case Western, Ohio State, Dayton, University of Cincinnati. The CIOs got together. We got together with the hospital folks, and we're now creating a medical corridor to go out and recruit medical companies that need clinical medicine. We also met with the insurance industry. We're creating an entire curriculum for the insurance industry so they have steady flow of workers. It's this whole thing about OhioMeansJobs.com. It's the turnpike. It's changing the school funding formula to do something that will put more dollars in the classroom. That's an exciting deal. Barb Smith is the point person on that, working with Dr. Summers. We are going to change the school funding formula to target more dollars into the classroom. This is going to, you know, so there's. Every day there's more stuff. I mean, I wish you could come in the office. It's Beth described it one time as a, what'd you call it, Beth? A traveling
caravan of gypsies.
A caravan of gypsies. You know, we run a very open shop. I'd love, you know, if I could figure out how to have you come in and just watch sometime. We just have a steady flow of people, and everybody's input comes in, and everybody's idea gets looked at. The one thing I've learned in the job is think about the downside, but don't think about it too long. Make a decision, move on. So, Jim, there'll be there's a big, robust agenda. In fact, Scott Milburn and I just had a meeting the other day. I think the agenda is about, Scott, what is it, 20 items long? With the high priority items, but for the next couple weeks, it's going to be letting Ohioans know what we have done here and letting the country know. I think I'm scheduled Sunday on Face a Nation to talk about this. Hopefully they'll let me talk about it. We want to let people know. Mark is going to be doing some ads, starting to talk to the rest of the country about what's happening in Ohio. Got to let people know about it too.
Governor, we've been talking a lot about savings on a state level, but when we're looking at the local governments, what is your approach to, you know, now that they're facing less money from the state as well as no estate tax, how are they supposed to survive, especially the ones with less revenue?
Well, first of all, they ought to embrace Senate Bill 5 and stop running away from it. We're giving them tools. They ought to do the shared services. And, you know, I'm finding out shared services is hard. You know why? 3 letters. E-G-O. Ego. We're trying to do shared services in my administration. Bob Blair is going to shove an IT plan down the cabinet director's throats on this, to tell you the truth. They want to keep their own IT systems. They're not going to get to keep it. We're going to create an IT corps so we can coordinate IT throughout the government. Local governments, in some respects, some of them are getting together. And that fund, which I never liked, the Amstutz boondoggle here. Well, I mean, listen, no, I mean, it's Ron's idea, and this is where, frankly, Tom and Bill prevailed on me. They said, you know, we need this. A fund to get governments to start cooperating, an incentive. Now, if you're an elected official, I don't think you ought to need an incentive to save money, but the reality is they believe that you need it, okay? So, I have never seen a local government that I didn't think could become more efficient. And they just have to embrace change, and they're kind of reluctant to do it. I will predict to you that if the local governments do not embrace change and become more businesslike and make hard decisions the way we have, do you have any idea the pounding I've taken in 6 months? I kind of like it. I think it accrues to my benefit, not in this world, but by doing the right thing, I get points, okay? So for those that think beat me up, they're going to get me, you know, they don't get it. But they don't want to be unhappy. Let's give you an example, health care pooling. We absolutely believe in health care pooling. Local governments are reluctant on health care pooling. You know why? They don't want to make the insurance industry unhappy. I mean, look, either you want to step up and be a good leader locally or you don't. Some communities will. They're going to get the jobs. The ones that don't do a good job, they're going to lose the jobs. And it will hurt their tax base, their schools, their hospitals, their charities, everything. We've seen it in Cleveland. Yeah. Brooklyn thumbed their nose at American Greetings, raised the income tax. American Greetings now in Westlake. So when the local communities talk about this competition between one another, it will heat up unless local governments understand that creating a business-friendly local environment is something that is imperative for job growth. And that's what this budget's all about. That's what everything is about. It's about growing jobs. And they've got to stop whining and start doing.
One of the
Is that clear enough?